Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday evening version here of Forecast Files. Thanks for hopping on here this evening. I'm going to go through a lot over the next little bit here about the eclipse and about the next couple of weeks, the trends and what we're looking at, because we're getting closer to planting season. And we are, that's going to be the big topic once we get through the eclipse here. So I wanted to start out with temperatures here right now, and you'll see, most areas, in the 60s right now. We have 63 in Madison, 64 in Owenston, 62 in Walton, same as Cincinnati, and 63 in Maysville. You run into the 50s once you get to about Georgetown, Hillsborough, up through Hamilton, Greensburg, Connersville. Those are upper 60s here this evening. Let's see. We are going to block that. I don't know who or what that is, but okay. So, temperatures are really nice out there this evening. So if you got to go on a walk or whatever, this will be a good evening to do that. We do have showers quickly approaching, though, into parts of the area. So not everybody will be out walking here this evening. So we'll zoom into a couple of these areas here. Connersville seeing some showers right now. Actually, let me make this full so you can see it better. Connersville through Alpine, Glenwood, you're seeing some showers, downpour right now. No lightning with this. Then west of Brookville, near Batesville, seeing some light showers as well. And then down further south into Ripley County, Osgood, Napoleon, seeing some light showers. And then further off towards the west as we go along Highway 7 through Scipio, north and North Vernon, seeing some light showers. And maybe something falling from the sky there from Wirt, Manville, up through Canaan and Madison. There could be some light showers. But more showers are on their way back out from to the west here. So I'll zoom this out on a wider view. You'll notice more in the way of thunderstorm activity as we get into, let's say, Illinois, where we currently have a severe thunderstorm warning. There was a tornado warning out there earlier. Now that activity, it looks like it's becoming more linear over the last little bit. But this will swing its way here as we go through the coming hours. This will not be severe. You can see there's not even a severe thunderstorm watch on this, but the convective outlook from the Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk and then a slight risk of severe storms as we go to like Paducah through, let's say, just north of Memphis, northwest of Jackson. Those areas, that's where the main focus of severe weather is expected per the SPC. But I'll watch these storms as we go through the evening. I don't suspect that there'll be much in the way of severe, if they're not going to really be severe at all, as they make their way into our area. So let me show you future radar and kind of time out what it's going to look like here as we progress through the evening hours. And hopefully, there we go. So here's 7 o'clock. I'll make this full screen. And you'll see 8, 9 o'clock. Between now and 9 o'clock, nothing, too terribly significant. Southeastern Indiana will be the first to see some of this activity. As we get towards 10, 11 o'clock, it starts to become a little more numerous. And then as we get to about 1 o'clock, it kind of moves into the area. By 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, we kind of start to see the activity weaken a little bit. And then by 8 or 9 o'clock, where it's pretty much out of here. One thing we turn our eyes to at this point is the eclipse. So here is noon tomorrow, and I'll show you a lot of different products to help you kind of pinpoint where we're going to go from here. Did want to mention the current river levels in parts of the area here. Let me see if I can get that pulled up. I had it a little while ago, and I probably won't be able to this time. There we go. There we go. So these are, and it's hard to see these, but the Ohio River right now is the flood stage is 52 feet. Observations at 51, okay, right now. So we're close to flood stage. And then down towards Mentor, flood stage is at 51. They're at 49.7 feet. And then we have the Muscatatuck River, I believe, or it might be the White River. Flood stage is at 12. They're at 8.3. Over the coming days, one day out in Maysville, expect that to be over flood stage. Flood stage at 50.01 is what it's expected. As we go 2 days out, watching that, that's still going to be around 50.1. And, flood stage flood height, forecast height is 51.8 3 days out at the Ohio River here, downtown Cincinnati. So, flooding is going to be a concern here as we continue throughout the remainder of the next several days. And with more rain coming, and you'll see here shortly in the forecast, that's going to be a concern as we go through, okay? So let's talk about the solar eclipse. That's what everybody is probably going to focus on here once we get through tonight's shower, maybe some rumbles of thunder. Connorsville, Greensburg, Versailles, Hamilton, all in the path of totality here as we go into tomorrow afternoon, and it will become pretty dark as we approach that 3 o'clock hour here in the area. So wanted to show you a little closer view here of how much time you'll be in totality tomorrow. And you'll see Connorsville 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Liberty will be at 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Alpine will be at 3 minutes and 38 seconds. You kind of get the drift there. If you're in northern Decatur, Union, Fayette counties, you're going to have 3.5 minutes of totality. If you're in southern Decatur, Franklin County, northern Ripley, you'll be in that 3 minutes of totality. And then as you go further down to the south towards Cincinnati, you go into that 1 minute or so to 2 minute of totality. So those are kind of some of the times. And then I made another graphic here. Hopefully, yep, this is what I was going to show. So Connorsville, this is your totality timing. So Connorsville from 3:07 p.m. to 3:11. Brookville from 3:07 to 3:10. Batesville 3:07 to 3:10. Versailles 3:07 to 3:09, and then North Vernon 3:06 to 3:09. And I can't put every town on here, but if you're in this area, in the vicinity of these areas, then it'll probably help you out there. And then Bright 3:08 to 3:10, Harrison 3:08 to 3:10, Oxford 3:08 to 3:11, and then Hamilton 3:09 to 3:10, and then Middletown 3:09 to 3:11. Yeah, Tracy, I saw that there were places charging, and so I even saw some parks today are already at capacity for people just parking their cars and walking away and going back home and making sure they got a spot for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be crazy if you're in the path of totality. Travel-wise, congestion, it's going to be kind of messy. So here's Cloudcast, okay? So this is an interesting thing here because we're going to have high clouds around the area, serious clouds, and there's going to be times where you're going to be able to look through, look at, and it's not really going to make a big impact. But as we go through time, notice the concentration on the model data has continued to show the northwestern sections of the area less in cloud coverage, where southeastern parts of the area more cloud coverage. So it looks like to me that the overall trend will have high thin clouds, but I think the heavier concentrations of clouds to the south and east for the most part. Some of the high res, the HRRR high resolution, excuse me, rapid refresh model continues to come in pretty tight for clouds all through the area. So that's something to note. By 4 o'clock, once we're out of totality, most areas still looking around the same there with some high thin clouds around. It will be known. It'll be when we see the corona of the sun. It'll be. The question is the high clouds. How much is it going to obscure the view of that? And that is what we're going to have to watch for tomorrow afternoon, and just keep checking back on the cloud cover data. So wanted to share this with you. So this is the cloud cover short range ensembles, and you'll see it's doing the same thing here. It's saying the highest probability of total cloud cover will be towards Lexington, Elizabethtown points south and east, where in the path of totality, less coverage of clouds, okay? And then when we look at the Canadian, let me see if I can look at the Canadian model here. It shows very little cloud, but you notice that the trend here, Lexington, Elizabethtown still have that higher probability. And then the American models have been really aggressive on cloud cover with 71%, 83%, most of the areas. But the general trend here is, I will say, more clouds the further southeast you go. And then the blend of National Weather Service data, it basically says, further southeast you go, that's going to be the zones that are going to run into the issues with cloud cover for this. So thought that was interesting to share, just some behind the scenes data there. Okay, so right now eclipse cover forecast, cloud cover forecast is 30 to 40% with viewing in question still. I'm not going to know until probably around 11, 12 o'clock whether you're going to have obscured visibility of the total eclipse here, in totality. It's going to be down to the wire here of when we're going to, really be able to tell you. Wanted to give you a few things to look out for, okay? So look at your own shadow and or shadows of tree leaves, and I'm going to make this full so you can see it. And you'll start to notice them become sharper, and as totality draws closer, shadows will become crescent shaped. I think, back several years ago when we had the eclipse, I think that was something that, everybody took note of. And then seconds before totality, you can safely remove your glasses and look at the sun to see its corona, Baily's beads, and the diamond ring. So the Baily's beads, what that is right before the moon goes over the sun, there's little, imperfections of the moon that, the craters and things like that creates this bead effect. And so you'll see, 3 little circle little lights coming out of, kind of the moon or the sun, if you will. And then you'll see that diamond ring shape finally take place. It's going to be really, really cool to see that tomorrow if we have good cloud or low cloud cover. If you're countryside or out in the country, birds and insects will likely go quiet as they believe it's nighttime. I think that'll be something that no one around here has probably ever experienced before. And then you might be able to spot some stars and planets in the night sky too. I think there's several planets that are going to be aligning along with this too. So this will be something really interesting to kind of check out there. So, and then look for the red chromosphere and solar flares sticking out just behind the moon during the totality of the total eclipse portion between that 3 and 3:10 time frame there tomorrow afternoon. And then as totality ends, you can look east and see the moon's shadow moving and engulfing the next location. So pretty cool stuff there for the eclipse. So if you're like me, today has been painfully bad with allergies. Tree pollen's high. I think it's juniper, elm, and maple causing the issues. The sleep's not the greatest because you're just up dealing with allergies at night, so not good there. So grass pollen's low, and then that ragweed pollen is creeping still in that moderate category. So here we go. Here's the forecast as we go through tomorrow. And I froze. As we go through tomorrow, you'll see in the morning, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 50s. As we go to about 10 o'clock, 60 degrees, noon 64. During the eclipse, we'll be right around 70 degrees, probably a little more cloud cover than what this graphic is showing, but it's the general idea here of passing, high thin clouds throughout the day. 70, 71 is going to be around the high. 67 at 8 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock we're down to 60 degrees. And then, on top of the eclipse, we've got the Reds. The Brewers are in town tomorrow. Let me see if my camera is working now. Nope, it's not, so that's okay. You don't need to look at me anyway. 6 p.m. 71. At 8 p.m. we're at 65, and then that's during the getting close to the seventh inning stretch, and then the final out we're at 60 degrees with partly cloudy skies. So here we go. Here's the long ranger. I've got good news. Other than the rain chances, so we've got April 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. We've got rain. I got an 80-degree day here on the 16th of April, but that will be a shower storm day. The coldest day that I have is April 12th, and that'll be 59. I think that's manageable. But anywhere between 67 to 76, the average temperature, I think, of this for the high temperature for the Long Ranger. So, we're not looking bad, but we do have episodes of rain. Like I said, from the 9th to the 12th, it won't rain the whole entire time, but this will be time to watch for rain. The 16th, and then as we go to the end of the period from 19th to about the 21st, it looks like we're going to see some showers and storms there. And then here's what I think a lot of you guys will appreciate. As we go through to the 22nd, I don't have any mornings below freezing. So, we're really going to start to see some of these trees blossom out here. And, I think we'll really get, over the next 2 weeks, everything's going to really green up. The grass is really going to start growing. And we're going to start to see some of those plants going. Now, like I said, you never plant until you get to about Derby weekend around here. But and I said probably some type of issue at some point, and there it was, the audio. So we had the camera go out first, and then we had the audio go out. That's great, all right? So I got to figure out why both of those are starting to go out randomly during live broadcasts. Something I need to work on. Okay. Alrighty, I think that's all we have this evening. I just wanted to go back to the radar one more time just to show you. I did just here in the last few minutes, I got a alert for a lightning strike in the area, and that looks like had a little bit of lightning there up around Franklin County. That's where it was at, up north of Brookville, right along 101 there. So we got a little thunderstorm in the area, nothing, crazy at all. Just some light showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder moving through. Strongest activities back out towards the west, nothing severe. And right now, there was some severe with it. But don't think anything will be severe here as we go into the evening hours. 2 strikes of lightning within the past 30 minutes here. So, and then we can look at StormNet too real quick before I hop off. This is the, actually StormNet is on, and you can see there's nothing to, it's too concerned about here. So, all right, yeah. Grace says, yeah, after Mother's Day you can plant. Yep, plant all you want after Mother's Day, but you never know. I've seen it snow in May around here, so. All right, well, I appreciate you guys hopping on, and have a good evening, and look forward to sharing some videos and drone footage and pictures to you guys tomorrow evening of the eclipse. Have a good one.